Christian Cornegay, aka CDK on the mic, is a dynamic media powerhouse and one of the most polarizing voices of North Carolina. As an alumni from North Carolina A&T, his talents landed him on Greensboro's hip-hop station 102 Jamz, and also named the #1 HBCU host in America by HBCU Buzz. CDK has always had a love for the world of wrestling, connecting with wrestlers and celebrities from all over. Had a chance to sit down with my brother on this episode of 101 with Sylvia The Siren.
What's up? It's CDK on the mic. You checked in right now with Sylvia The Siren. You already know what it is, man. My good sense. We always locked in. CDK on the mic in here. What's up? How you been? It's been a long time since
bro. Yes. Oh my God. I miss us going live. I miss us talking about wrestling. You were just doing the damn thing right now.
I still got my Stone Cold shirt on though. Wrestling is always at the heart. So anytime I go in thrift shops, I always try to find my clothes from thrift shops just because I think it's exclusive. Other people not gonna wear that. Every time I go in there, the most expensive stuff is always the wrestling stuff. So it's hard for me to get the shirts, but it is what it is. I saw this crazy Bret Hart shirt that I own. I'm gonna go pick it up. It's in Charlotte. Crazy merch. But yeah, what's been new? What's been new?
Nothing. I just been doing my one-on-ones and stuff like that. Still loving wrestling. Still trying to tap into this creator world. Still got a long way to go, but I'm just happy in the position that I am to connect with creators, especially like in the industry. I got to experience WrestleMania this year. I didn't actually go to the show, but I actually got to go to World and like see like a museum and like just a whole bunch of stuff related to wrestling. So that was fun. But other than that, I just been working and trying to, be up there with the creators or whatnot. It's getting crazy in this world because it's very small of us. But I'm just trying to make it do what it do. But I just want to say thank you for coming on with me on 101 with Sylvia The Siren. CDK, this ain't our first rodeo.
Absolutely not. We've been connected for some time now.
No, we about good 3 years now. I might say I never forget when I had first met you. It was at the Sexy Red concert, and X had introduced us, and he was like, "Oh, babe, he a wrestling fan too." I said, "For real?" And that's how me and you connected, and ever since then we've been locked in. And it's just so much that people don't know about you, besides being one of the best hosts coming out of the Carolinas that that nobody's touching. Let's just say that. We're gonna get into all that. Okay. No, I'm gonna give you your flowers, okay?
I appreciate your
flowers. And definitely a top radio personality, my radio brother, okay? Shoot. But other than that, yeah, a lot of people don't know that, a lot of people know that you are a wrestling fan, but there's so much to you that comes in with wrestling. And yeah, before we get started on the interview, I just want to ask how you been. I know we talked off screen. I just want to know how you been and how's your mental been.
My mental has been great. I feel like 2026 has been one of the most pivotal moments in my life and career because I finally got the work-life balance together, right? Between like getting back into wrestling, and y'all were an integral part of that, like getting back into like becoming a fan, basketball, Love Island, family stuff. So at the beginning of the year, I had 5 F's that I wanted to make sure I take care of, right? Faith, fitness, family, finance, and friends. Those were the things that I always wanted to focus on this year, and I've been able to do that successfully and be able to balance that. I want to go to church a little bit more than I was. I started off really strong. I started off doing with the 21-day fast, which was cool. And then so now I'm really doing well with the faith and the fitness, and still connected with my family. My mom, I got a chance to celebrate my birthday. Well, her birthday with her last Wednesday, and I haven't got a chance to do that in years. So yeah, so that's been cool. And then of course, like I said, the wrestling stuff got a chance to go back to Raw.
Okay, so you went to Raw when they came to Greensboro, correct? I saw you linked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you linked up with my bro Carlito. Shout out to Carlito, the Cannon. He is the leader of the Beyond the Bell podcast. And yeah, that was a good show. Brock showed up. Seeing Oba, y'all really got a treat that day. I will say that y'all got a treat. Tell me a little bit about like how like you've been to so many shows. So like this is like probably nothing new, but Oba being like right now almost the face of the brand. How is it seeing like the interaction with Oba coming out and just seeing like the charisma? I don't want to use aura because that word kind of played out.
Yeah. So even like, okay, the entire show top to bottom, like all the surprises we got, Roman Reigns, all that, like you said, Brock coming out. But Oba Femi, like even the way that he beat Dominic Mysterio last week, I thought Dominic was gonna go over. Then even Javon Evans, like I think that Jey Uso, of course, may win this week, this upcoming week coming up. So, but the way that they've been able to push him, the way that Brock did the fake retirement and then came back and put him over again, even with the 7 F5s and stuff like that. Like, I love the fact that they're actually pushing him, and I don't think I've seen WWE create a mega star like that in a very long time to make their talent look really strong. So I've been really enjoying that. Like even his moveset, the walk, like he has everything. The entrance, he has the power. The promos have been crazy. The open challenge, like I enjoy all of it right now. And Oba for me is really like one of my favorite wrestlers outside of Javon Evans, just because Greensboro trained with
Get
him a
out my
bit.
head.
Like, yeah, like I've been Javon Evans, of course, is my favorite wrestler, but Oba Femi, hopefully I get a chance to see them match up in the King of the Ring, but I'm not sure if that's going to play out like I was supposed to.
I was hoping that was going to be like, the finalists, them two as a finalist, because they have so much history with NXT, but with WWE, you just don't know. But speaking of Javon, how, I know Javon was only able to wrestle at, dark match. He did a dark match or the main event before the show started.
Yeah.
I was really shocked that, he wasn't able to be on screen in his hometown. And how did like people that are from the Greensboro area felt about that? Like, because I know a lot of people actually came out to actually see him. So how did you feel? And what was like, did you see any like interaction with people like, okay, where's Javon?
Okay, so he did a dark match. Then he came into the suite, literally actually beside the one beside mine. And he went to like I guess a boy was doing a birthday party. So he announced on Instagram, which I'm glad he did, that he was going to be doing a dark match. So then when we found out Brock came back, because at first we was like, why don't he just answer Oba Femi's open challenge so he can wrestle on the card without a storyline. But then also seeing that he had, I think he had an IC match the next week, or he had something going on the next week. They didn't really have a storyline built into it, and I was like, I feel like they could have did that in Greensboro. Then even like the AAA match that they had, they feel like they could have put that in the place of that. But then also seeing that like we had Roman Reigns on the card, we had Austin Theory, who is not, I don't think he's from Carolina, but he trained in Carolina. He was also on the card, and I think he was in the main event that night. Or did Seth Rollins wrestle again for the main event? It was something along the lines of like, as the card got like continued to move on, people realized like why that was one of the best Raws we've had in a long time. As far as
that was a good Raw. Oh
yeah, like because Seth Rollins did wrestle in the main event, and that was the first time he wrestled on TV. I want to say in like 9 months or something like that, or
it was a minute.
So as the card filled out, people started to be like, okay, I see why they gave Javon what they gave him. So but I want to correct myself. I want to say, is Austin Theory from North Carolina, or he just trained in North Carolina?
So he from Atlanta. So he trained in North Carolina and was on the Indies, because for some reason between him, Carmelo Hayes, and also Javon, they all were like in the same route on the Indies level. Like they all have been matched with each other before they, got to WWE. But he's actually from Atlanta, but he did train in North Carolina.
Okay, for sure. Okay, see that makes sense. So, at real wrestling fans, if they know that, they're like, okay, cool. But he did come out in the jersey, in the Gargoyles jersey, which is our Greensboro hockey team. So Javon repping really hard. He be outside too. He be outside. Like for sure.
I saw he went to the club. That weekend. Again, shout out to Carlito. Carlito was with him and everything like that. I'm just super proud of him, and I know he is putting on for Greensboro, and I just want to see more from him. I want to see him get a lot of opportunities. I'm so happy that he got to be able to debut at Mania this year and got into one of the best matches that was on the Mania card and the second night too. So I gotta give it up to Javon. He's doing his thing, but he's still young, so he's still got a long way to go. But he putting on for Greensboro.
Oh, for sure. He definitely is, man.
He put it on for sure. And also, my last thing I want to say about Javon is that I love how much of an impact he has for the kids. And I remember Carlito and I was talking on the podcast, and he was like, I didn't realize how much kids love Javon and Soul Ruka. I was like, listen, I just interviewed Kid Yeet, right? And that's all she kept talking about was Javon 6'7", Javon Soul Ruka. I was like, really? And that's how you know that he is over when it comes to the kids, and that's really all that matters, because it's at the end of the day, it's about the kids, of course. But shout out to Javon, man. But so there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about you. Okay, I'm gonna say this: you are the face of Aggie when it comes to homecoming. When
Come on, Aggie Pride.
Yes, Aggie. Yes, you already know. So I, doing my little journaling due diligence. I did not know you was on the Blue and Gold marching band.
Yeah, Blue and Gold marching machine. I started. That's why I originally came to A&T, right? So I'm a first-gen college student. I came to college with no intentions to graduate. I was trying to just be outside, like in band, get the connections, and things just started to fall into place. But yeah, band was my first love. I actually got a tattoo. I got a trumpet on my
The
arm.
trumpet. Oh my
Also,
god.
I got a music clef and some other stuff, and of course the mic. But yeah, the trumpet, that was my first thing I played for 10 to 15 years. I sucked at band though. I originally came to college to study music education. I started
Yeah.
to get around real musicians and quickly found out that that was not for me. So I didn't even get a chance to change my major. I just, before I even got to college, when I started going to them auditions, I was like, oh yeah, I'm not that guy. So I had just went ahead and did journalism because I could talk. But that music stuff,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, band was cool. I liked band, but I didn't love band. I realized that when I got to.
Right. Oh wow. Because you know what's crazy is going to throw me into the second part of this question was just like, how was the discipline of being a part of the band shape you into the style of you being a crowd motivator? But you were just basically you
Well,
just
to be
joined
honest,
band.
like if I didn't do band, I would have dropped out freshman year. Not gonna lie. So band, we have this thing called the 7 S's. We have like rules and regulations, the 8 rules of loyalty. We have to be 15 minutes early everywhere. Like these are still things that I use to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like for the most
Yeah.
part, like my calendar, like being organized, moving on one accord, compromising with people, which even goes into relationships outside of like just like work. That just kind of being able to speak for somebody that's not just yourself, being a part of something that's bigger than just you. So, I mean, because being on one accord with 275 people,
Yeah.
that's a whole different thing in itself. So, Ben taught me the discipline. Ben taught me to do the things that you don't want to do. Ben taught me just organization and structure. Like that's
Yeah.
what I really appreciated about band, even from like before college. Like my band director he went to A&T as well. So
Hmm.
Mr. Clifton Scott, I always want to make sure I shout him out. He was one of the biggest figures in my life when it comes to like mentorship and things like that too. And I still go to his tailgates to this day at A&T. Like during homecoming, I was a freshman almost 10 years ago. Came into A&T in 2017. We're about to be in 2027. Woo. But it's just like A&T really changed my life though for real.
You know it's crazy when you think of A&T, you think of you because every time y'all got a dope homecoming. I'm not gonna lie, I went to Benedict. Okay,
Come
so
on now, South Carolina,
yes,
right?
yes, South Carolina. I went to Benedict, and you know y'all homecoming not messing with our homecoming. I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna throw it out there, and then y'all fashion is on point. I just gotta ask, how was when you were in college? How was the
Mhm.
experience like? Was it like a fashion show every day? Like they make it
No,
appear on TikTok?
no,
Because I'm like,
no.
dang.
We went to school. Well, okay, I ain't gonna lie. I told y'all I barely went to class. I'm not gonna lie. Like for real. So we had the rules where it was like no bonnets, no do rags. Like you had to make us put it on to go to class. Like okay, now if it was like pep rally day, all of that. But like I went to school back in like it was leaving 2016, going into 2017. This when joggers was still popping. Bomber
Yes.
jackets. This is when the Nike slides with the Elite socks was okay. Elite socks I might be taking back a little too far, but this is when all that was still popping. This is before the bedazzles. This is before the stack jeans. This is before all that. So the fashion show, everything that was like Howard's thing. That wasn't A&T. A&T was one of those situations where you just pull up, like you know what I'm saying. We were in H
Yes.
and M. We were in H&M.
I'm seeing Louis Vuitton. I'm seeing
That's what I'm
like,
saying. I'm like, who paying for that?
whoa,
We
whoa.
ain't
I
had we
mean,
ain't had that type of money.
I'm gonna tell my age because I graduated in 2013 and I got into college in 2009. And what we was wearing Sperry's. We was wearing
Oh, with the cargo shorts. Stop playing. With the shell necklace and the polo. Stop playing.
and then we
See,
was wearing like the vest and what you wear to corporate and stuff like that to the clubs.
oh, y'all was wearing a corporate casual to the club. Okay, see. Okay, boom. No, there was this club called Green Street. If you know, you know. A&T. That was the one time people would put it on. We would do that. We would do the business casual like y'all was doing. But see, now, then we had the gym jams. So I went to school during the ratchet era, like when it was just ratchet,
Went through the
ratchet.
best era, low key, man.
Yeah, like
2016. Come on.
2012 though, like when No Hands first came out, like Waka Flocka Finito, I wish I went to school like during that time when it was just like, see, and this is another thing too. I went to school before, and I sound like an old head. Before we was doing stuff for the media, like we had Instagram. I didn't have an Instagram until my sophomore year in college. Like we had
Okay.
Twitter, we didn't have the side chat where people could talk junk anonymously. We didn't have all that. So
Yeah.
people were more like going outside to get to know each other than like going to events to review them. And I don't know when every college student want to become Yelp.com and they just want to review everything and just post stuff for the clicks and the views. I hate that. Like go outside and actually experience stuff. I want to have stories to tell my kids. That's what I be talking about.
Right. Listen, you know, they didn't. So I had got my Instagram, I believe my junior year of college was 2012.
Yeah.
I'm telling my age bad, man. I had got my I had got my Instagram in 2012. Shout out to Chief Keef. Yes, I was on that Love Sosa. I was on Sosa really hard in college.
What?
Y'all did have No Hands. Hold on, No Hands was like 11, if I'm not mistaken. It was
Yeah, like
my sophomore
11.
year.
Yeah, like 11. Yeah, 2011.
Yeah. So we kind of shared like the similar past when it came to the music taste. But you was in college when Carolina was big, 2015 and 16 with Cam Newton, the Dav era, and all that stuff.
What?
Like that,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Nobody understands how much that was a culture just to be in freaking college around that time. How was that experience?
So okay, boom. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really pay attention to football like that. But that's when parent interference has started coming back out the woodworks. Like the year we went to the Super Bowl. Oh, All-Star Weekend was okay. Boom. I was in college when All-Star Weekend came to Charlotte 2019. Or was that 2018?
Yeah.
2018, 2019.
It was 2018, yeah.
I had hosted Floyd's private party. In it was in Charlotte. It was at this club called White Oak or White Gold Oak or Gold Room. Some room. I don't know. I wasn't 21 yet though. I snuck in there. I had on this turtleneck, suede jacket. My mic was in a suitcase. Boom. So I'm not supposed to be hosting this party for real. My man's just he a little bit older than me, like almost low key a lot older than me. He was like, just roll me, we good. Boom. I get in there, I start hosting and stuff, and Floyd walks in. And he walks in, 20 people on each side, just swarming the stage. And he walk in, he put his arm around me, and he thinks I'm Tariq from Power. I let that ride the entire night.
Yo.
So it's me on stage, DJ
Got kind of favor.
The DJ Clue. I'm a 19, 20-year-old boy. I don't got no stain for real. Me hosting, the Dallas Cowboys in the corner, the Hornets is in there. Like it's Turk in there. Like it's Floyd Mayweather All-Star Weekend. So when he do that, I get my video drop, and yeah. And of course I say my name in the video drop, but he ain't listening for real. He don't really care. Music loud. So yeah, at the time he was talking to somebody who was like, yeah, that's Tariq from Power. I'm like, yeah, I am.
I'm gonna run my mouth with this one. You really cosplay Tariq from Power?
If I ever see him, I'm gonna tell him that for sure.
I'm glad.
I definitely let that ride.
I hope I'm the first person that got the news. Like I hope I'm the first person to break this story.
Yeah, I've only talked to my friends about that behind closed doors.
Okay, so you my radio brother. I came from radio too, and I want to switch gears and talk about 102 Jamz. First off, I want to ask, because this is a question I used to get asked all the time when I was on the airwaves. What made you decide to want to go into the radio industry?
I got into radio, and I'm still in radio for the corporate connections, if I'm really being completely frank. I grew up on radio. Brian Dawson, I met him at Dreamville 2024. I told him the reason why I started hosting is he came to my 7th grade fashion show, and he hosted that. And the way he hosted that show, I was in the modeling stuff, but I really wanted to be like the MC, and I ended up actually MCing the next year. I'd always done like acting and stuff like that, but I wasn't that good. But I knew I wanted to do public speaking. I was kind of in church with stuff like that. So when it came to radio, it was him and Showtime, Mr. Talk of the Town, when I was growing up in Raleigh. And they used to make the Star Bar seem like it was the most busting thing ever. So my 18th birthday, the first party I ever went to in my life was a Star Bar, because they used to gas it up on the radio and nobody was in. So I'll never forget that. But actually getting to Jamz, I worked at Fresh Empire. If y'all remember, like the non-smoking.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was endorser too for Fresh Empire.
So Kimmy Starr, she was a part-timer at Jamz. She was the president. Casey and Maya were like the event coordinators. They were also part-timers at Jamz, but I didn't notice at the time. And Marky Mark was about to come back as a full-timer, but he was in Fayetteville at the time, and he was the host. So I'm telling them, I'm like going into my junior year, I'm like, y'all need me an internship, but I don't want to go to Jamz, man. Everybody go to Jamz, man. Like that radio station it's overrated. Everybody and their mama go there. I want to go back home to KS 7.5. They like, oh, mind you, I don't know who I'm talking to. They like, oh, word, I think you should apply. I'm like, KS 7.5. I said, hey, are y'all taking interns? They said no one hung up the phone on me. Would never forget. So I'm like, by this point, now I'm crawling back over to Jamz. So I apply. I go in the office. It's Casey and Maya. And I'm like, oh, y'all are over the internship program? So that happened in May 15th of 2019 is when I got signed on. I became a full timer October, well not full time, part timer October 6th, 2019, and I got my own show on July 21st, 2024, or 2023. I
Yeah.
these dates I had in my head though because they were pivotal moments in my life, like as far as
Right.
radio. And I'll never forget the day I got fired. I got fired or laid off. I don't know. I say fired, laid off at a station for the event. This is during COVID. Pull up to the school. They're like, "Oh, CDK, you can go home today." Like they canceled the event. I'm not thinking of it. I get home, they call me. Yeah, we're gonna have to let you go. So I was low key. I low key got fired for real, low key at the actual event, but I didn't know
Yeah.
what was going on at the time. Then I came back.
Was it a furlough situation? Because I got furloughed too during
Yeah,
COVID.
yeah. All the part timers we had all got laid off. So
Okay.
and then I came back in November of 2021. I've been back ever since. Got my own night show, and I've been at Jamz since what 2019 May. We in 2026. It's already almost 7 years, 6 7 years. Something like that.
Yeah, that's a minute. It's funny because me and you kind of are overlapping a little bit because I had got furloughed in the heart of the of COVID. I believe it was like literally like I'm gonna say 2 weeks after COVID was like being announced that this is a new variant that's going on, and
Mm-hmm.
I had to sit down. And then when I moved to Charlotte, that's when I got with Streets, and then
Mm.
was at Streets for a good minute. Then I had got pregnant. So once I had got pregnant and everything like that, it was a lot of thought. I was like, okay, I think I've served my purpose with radio. I want to do something different and I want to do something that's going to differentiate myself with other things. That's why I went for wrestling. So it's crazy because me and you're like lining up a lot. But with radio, I know you get hit up a lot, especially like from like the new generation. Do you when you get DMs, for example, from people that's like in college that's taking up journalism and wants to be a radio personality, wants to be in the news anchor or anything like that. When you get a DM that says, "Hey, my name is such and such. I just want to understand that I really admire you and I really love that you're a great host and radio personality. I just want to know how would it be if what do I need to do to get to the level that you're on?" What is
Mhm.
some advice that you give certain individuals that do reach out to you for advice to get kind of like on the same level that you're on when it comes to the industry of media?
Niche down, niche down first. So I started in events, right? So the first thing
Hmm.
I was partying, right? Partying hard. And the reason why I was even able to get on radio and move as fast as I did, like as far as getting a job and whatnot, is because I had my own platform. So people were coming to my events and the school reached out. The school started seeing like, okay, if we throw an event and you throw an event, people gonna go to your event
Yeah,
because they can do whatever at your event and they have to be clean over here. So let's bring you over here, clean you up a little bit, and we, give you a little bit of polishing. And then the radio station saw, okay, he can fit into a system. Then
yeah,
from there, take my influence and make it corporate to take that influence and expand. So, and I went to college. I want to say this too. I went to college at the perfect time. I went to college at the time that HBCUs were at the peak,
the
like
peak.
the peak of HBCU stuff. Like
Yes,
that's when like the whole like Black Lives Matter movement was going on, and companies were throwing money at HBCU students. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
with that, I knew the influence I had over the HBCU community, like partnering with these different pages, watch the yards, all of that. So, being able to turn people say clout, being able to turn that into a following and turn your following into an influence, and turn that into dollars. So then companies are gonna run at you. So always be with the people first. You know what I'm saying? Like even when I host festivals, events nowadays, like people are recognizing me, and then I'm attaching myself to different brands like radio, DTLR, 102 Jams,
Yes.
the Hornets, like just so many different things where I had my foot in. But at the end of the day, like even when I got fired or let go the first time from radio, people didn't even notice. So just being able to have that amount of
That's
stuff
true.
where people don't even know that you even gone, or if you do make another move, you can just do that.
I want to piggyback off of that. It's funny that you said that people didn't even know that you got furloughed. It was kind of like the same thing because you build a platform prior to you getting those letters behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because it sounds like when you got radio found you in an organic matter because it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like a cloud base that you had to step on toes to get where he was. It just you organically was being yourself and building up relationships. That's kind of how what happened with me as well with radio. Radio actually found me. I never forget I had just went live at the radio station. I started as the media girl, which was doing footage, cameras, taking photos of the jocks and the DJs and stuff like that.
Same.
And yes, see what I'm saying? I just started showing up and helping out. And my PD at the time, I went live with one of the afternoon jocks. Shout out to Hype Man
Mm-hmm.
Coop. And we went live and we was just talking. We was talking about everything that was going on the week of, like, media, like hip hop, sports, the culture basically. And I didn't realize the PD was watching our live. And I'm just talking, just talking, just talking. And he reaches out to the assistant PD, shout out to Louis V, and says, "Hey, what's up with that Sylvia girl? I like her voice, and she really knows what's going on in the news and stuff like that." So
Mhm.
I never forget. And then I got asked, "You ever thought about doing radio?" I was always told that I had a voice, I had a good voice, and like I'd be very knowledgeable about things what's going on. But I would have never thought, that would be something that would be my niche, because I went to college for business. I went to college for business. I always thought I was going to have my own boutique. I was going to be a fashion designer or something like that. But then the next thing you know, that just fell in my lap. I was very green, but as they started putting the polish on me, doing the air checks and everything like that, and like crisp me up, that's when I started to get better. But it's funny that me and you have very similar backgrounds when it comes to radio. But just seeing you, I just see that everything is so organic. You work hard. I always tell you that when I see, I was like, dog, I love working hard. Like, being a host and being a radio personality, and then also just being a brand, is really hard. A lot of people think, oh, you just show up and just be on the mic. They don't really know what goes behind the scenes when it comes to that, and the anxiety, and also like the mental that it brings. Because I know I used to be tired. I'm hosting in the club 7 days a week. I'm on radio 7 days a week. It was just hard. So I just, you mentioned off camera that, the balance. Do you feel like from when you started back in 2019, do you feel like the balance is a lot more better now compared to when you first started, or you feel like the balance was better in the beginning?
It's better now because now I'm confident where I'm at. Like, I don't have to
Okay.
answer the phone at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was literally just having a conversation earlier today about like having a team, having a manager, having a publicist, where it's like I can delegate. And even if I didn't have that, I can say if this opportunity is for me, it's gonna be here tomorrow at 9 a.m. It's gonna be here on Monday when I come back. Like, I don't have to chase everything. So when I
Yeah.
was young, I was chasing everything, and I encourage people to do that. Do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. And I think, like, especially now, like, people be like, "Oh, well, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that." It's still things to this day that I don't want to do that I still do for my brand because it's
Yeah.
a greater level that I'm trying to get to. So, like, when it comes to like balance, I had to realize like I don't have to pick up the phone all the time. I don't have to run and do this all the time. Like, there is a point in your career where I feel like you need to grind it out for it. And I'm not even gonna put a time limit on it. But for me, my freshman year of college, my first year doing this, I did everything for free. Anytime somebody called me, anytime picking it, what's up? Like, to now where my resume is so long that I can name my price and it's take that or leave that. And I can say that.
Yes.
I can probably be like, okay, I'm okay with saying no to this. But at first I was taking literally everything. And I'm glad I would do it all over again. So I think that
Yeah.
sometimes people focus on the things that they want to do. And I never wanted to really do radio, if I'm really being for real. Like,
Yeah.
that was never really something that was like on my mind. It just so happened to find me. And now I'm glad and I love it. You know what I'm saying? Now that I have respect for it and I love the craft. But there's just every aspect of host I've tried it. You know what I'm saying? Like basketball, football, like all of that good stuff. Sports, getting into weddings and all of that type of stuff. So, and finding the things that I really love. So, to be honest, what's crazy is people mostly know me for parties and events and stuff like that. Well, in my younger days, if you met me when I was younger, but that is my least favorite stuff to do. That, like, that, if I'm really being for real, like going out every weekend and it just be too much. It'd be way too much. It'd be way too much.
Oh, that listening, being in the club. I was in the club like from Thursday all the way to Sundays. I was the same way. I was saying yes to everything. I felt like I had to hurry up and respond to everybody, because I guess I didn't want to have that narrative being painted that, oh, she thinks she's better than, the program, or she just don't want to respond because she thinks she's on radio. Columbia is very small, and that narrative could be painted so quick.
Hmm.
And I remember, like, when I was doing stuff for free too, and just, you know trying to put the next person on, or the next event on. But I admire that, you went through that phase and you was like, you know what, I know my worth, and I paid my way and I paid my dues. And a lot of people try not to respect it, because you feel like, oh man, well, I put you on this and that and there, all these type of narratives that congregate when it comes to, people's price, when it comes to their brand. It's a lot. I think that's a negative part when it comes to the industry
Oh,
of
for sure.
radio and hosting, is just like, people say they respect your worth, but they really don't when it comes time to pay out. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and then if it don't work out, being okay with it not working out, because then it's also people like you said, the whole favorite thing. So it's like I struggle with that too, just because of like how I was raised, and then like also like there's a little bit of like I wouldn't say street ethics with that, but just like like just the way we raised, where it's like okay, boom, like you did help me do a certain thing, but at the same time, it's like that was then, this is right now, so we have to make
Yeah.
sure that we also align on that. But that's also the great part about having a team, that they're the people that's gonna say no, so I don't
They
have
do
to.
they
And
do
I
the
can tell
negotiations now. So hey,
because
it's
it's
out of
like
your
if I gotta take it
hands.
up out my pocket to pay them, and you ain't paying me, like that's gonna be a problem. So we
Right.
got that takes everything off the table.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. So I want to switch gears and talk about concerts real quick, because
Mm-hmm.
it's always a CDK moment, man, at concerts. Like seriously, especially this past week when you did the Babies Festival. Um, Listen, I gotta ask,
Mm-hmm.
when you're in your mode, when you're hosting these massive like concerts, homecomings, and everything like that, what what do you feel like? How do you feel when you step in front of thousands of people? What is your like immediate game plan when
Mm-hmm.
you go on the stage? Like, what's your game plan when I'm like, okay, I'm doing this concert. It's a Sexy Red. This is J. Cole, because you met J. Cole a bunch of times. Oh Lord.
The whole
I,
world.
I envy you on that, bro. By the way, I envy you, man. But like, what's your game plan? Like, how do you go to get into that CDK mode? Like, I want to know, like, what do you do to prepare yourself for a large crowd and give a great performance?
What's crazy is the bigger the crowd, the less nervous I am, because there's none. Just is a greater chance that you're doing something that is not paying attention to me, or at least fully paying attention to me. Right? You
Right.
might be passively listening to me and be like, "Oh, okay." Like festivals is a little different from concerts, but I do like those intimate concerts where I can walk down the aisle, I can give out the flowers. Like this last concert, I felt at Ashanti, and they put the spotlight on me after I fell, but I just got up and brushed it off. It just wasn't what it was. But like, so when it comes to game plan, like curating my sets, I'll break it up into segments, because usually I go in between X. So I'll
Yeah.
say, all right, we're gonna go 2000s dance from this 5 minute intervention, or and then I can alter it and tweak it how I need to. Or for this, I'm gonna do this. Like for this last show, I told you my mom's birthday was, so she didn't want to come on
Yeah.
stage. What I was gonna do was bring my mom on stage, sing happy birthday, give her some flowers, whatever. Then I was gonna see if there was any other mother in the crowd, give them some flowers. Boom. Everybody's gonna ooh ah, oh my god, you love your mom. Yes, I do love my mom, but at the same time, it's crowd interaction. So what I'm saying, like I'm gonna say my mom a little bit. It's cool, but yeah. So when it comes to like the babies festival, I knew that was a 12-hour day, so I knew how to pace, right? Then I have to also think on the business side, do I have any partnerships? Is there any radio activations where their jobs want to be involved? So then it's
Yeah.
also like I also produce a show behind closed doors too. So like a lot of these shows, I'll put together to run a show, or I'll say, okay, we're gonna place this there, or we're gonna put this artist here, depending on what's going on. So like even like this past weekend, I've had to make a couple audibles, and we're just like, okay, this is what's going on right now. We're gonna pivot this direction. Okay, we got 5 minutes instead of 10. All right, we're
Yeah.
gonna play music here. We're gonna put the sponsorship here. Like what I'm saying, just being able to tweak that, kind of play point guard and general manager at the same time. So, it helps me flow better when it comes to like the music. The music to me is like the 10%. Everything else that comes before that, being on the same page as production. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to make sure I go shake everybody's hand, because there's that LED screen match what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Sound effects, lighting, all of that good stuff. I like to be able to have in my canon. So when it comes to moments though, that's what's important. I always try to find something. I like to go overboard with production. uh, if I can get confetti and all of that, CO2 guns and all of that, I would love to. So that's conversations I had with the event planner before we get started, though.
That's dope, because you know what? A lot of hosts don't really think outside the box like that. And have that creativity as being a host, because again, like I said earlier, all they think is that we just show up and just be on the mic. They don't really know what goes on like behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that creative aspect that you have when it comes to like wanting to add a lot of details to your set. So I got to give you credit on that.
Appreciate
Now,
it.
I gotta ask you, okay, what is the next? Like, can you spill the tea? If not, I
Mm-hmm.
understand, bro. What's the next big concert or the next big event that you have coming up?
Afram this weekend coming up, actually. This weekend I'm gonna be at Afram. That's Charlie Wilson, SWV, Mario, The Locks, Dipset. Let me see what else is
Hello,
gonna be.
Cameron gonna be there?
No, wait. I think I saw the flyer. It was just Jim Jones and
And Joel's.
yes. So Cameron is not gonna be there from what I understand, because they
The
be coming.
accent.
Chloe Bailey's gonna be there. PJ Morton. I'm missing some folks. Tamia. So that's gonna be an Afram. There's gonna be 50,000 people at the festival. That's gonna be with DTLR this upcoming week. I'm gonna be doing live interviews, and I may do a couple stages, but it's gonna be live interviews to where the crowd can see me talking to whoever before they actually get on stage. So that's going on, and then I'm trying to think. I still got my other tours going on. Dirty South Rodeo tour, which is coming to Carolina. Last year we did
Yeah.
7,000 people. This year we're looking to do 10. Um, the DTLR HBCU tour is coming up. And there's a couple of other major concerts that I haven't got any confirmation on, but
Just be on the lookout.
just be on the lookout, man. Carolina, I got you. Anything Carolina related,
You on there.
it might be. There just might be a coincidence that I just might pop up. You know what I'm saying? So there's that.
I will say this. Speaking of concerts, let me talk about festivals real quick. I
Mm-hmm.
miss I miss Dreamville. Man, I really, really miss Dreamville. And I think I asked you when me and you was on the pod a long time ago. I asked you how did you feel about was it last year? Yeah, last year being the last year for Dreamville. I just want to
Mm-hmm.
know your thoughts now with there not being a Dreamville this year. Like, how did you feel about that? Like, do you feel like the Carolinas was really missing like a pivotal like history moment without Dreamville taking place this year? Like, how was it for you?
Yes, but I'm glad that they let it in where they if they were going to end it, I'm glad they let it ride where it's at right there. Like I'm
Yes.
glad Cole was like he just didn't drag it out or let make get it to the point where it's starting to fall off. Like it literally was like the elite festival. Like when it came to like talent, when it came to organization, when it came to attendees, like even me like going out in the crowd and actually like just watching the festival, I really enjoyed because like it wasn't like people were crowded up on top of each other. Like it was just different things, that I think the right amount of vendors, uh hydration stations, like bathrooms. Like they
Yes.
really thought that festival off. Like
Merch.
merch, amazing. The artist lounge, people could chill back there. Like I don't know if y'all know, but one thing about Dreamville, behind stage, there's a thing called the artist lounge. They had Hennessy, Patron, and I want to say Bacardi is like sponsors. Free food, free drinks all day long. All the artists are sitting there congregating, getting a chance to know each other, talk to each other, and that's a big part of festivals. It's kind of like
Yes.
BET. Like you go to these award shows, and this is the one time of year that you get a chance to kind of like be among your colleagues all at one time. So, and that was one thing about the Babies Festival that was great. Like being able to kind of see each other, be like, oh, yo, I see you in a minute, chop it up, chill. Your entourage is kind of like congregating as well. So, yeah, I think that Carolina was definitely missing that. I think the baby has something great on his hands, and if they have both festivals, it's gonna be even better. We do if we
Yes.
bring back and revive both festivals, I think that'll be amazing. So I'm glad that both taking care of the Raleigh and the Charlotte area, the baby and J Cole have both had their pivotal moments in the culture and in serving two I wouldn't say two different crowds, but like low key, in a way.
Nah, Dreamville was the blast. I went 2023, which I feel like was the best one. Okay. And
Well,
that's
Usher and Drake, oh my god, Vegas, I'm still mad at you about that one, and he knows what I'm talking about.
yo, when you talking about DJ Lil Vegas.
Yes,
Shout out to DJ
Mo,
Lil
you
Vegas.
too.
I like him.
Yeah, DJ Lil Vegas and Mo, I'm still mad at both of y'all for that one, for real.
When I tell you that I had so much fun, you are right. I built a lot of relationships when I went to that Dreamville. Met a lot of people. I'm still friends with a couple of people that I met at that festival. So yeah, that one was fun. But speaking of the Dreamville festival, you had interviewed Wale. We're gonna tap into wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay, not only did you interview Wale, you didn't talk music, you talked wrestling. And I
Hmm.
believe that was his last year for Wale Mania too,
Yeah.
because yeah. Um, a lot of people don't know. I'm gonna spill the tea. A lot of people don't know that you were actually training for wrestling, right? To
Yes,
be a
I
wrestler.
did for all of
Tell us
2 weeks.
that story. Tell us that story, please, because
All
I
right,
don't think
so shout out
nobody
to LeBron.
knows, but I
LeBron
need the tea.
Cozone. I appreciate LeBron Cozone. So, boom, I'm on radio. I'm in Greensboro. I'm like, I did amateur wrestling for like 4 or 5 years. So I've been in the ring, not in the ring, but like on the mat. Two different things. So LeBron was like, "Yo, if you do ring announcing for me, do some commentary, I'll train you." Because I always wanted to do one match, and I'm still gonna do that before it's time. I'm gonna do at least one match. So I
Okay.
didn't know how long it was gonna take me to get to the point of doing one match. You got to graduate from wrestling school. So I'm like taking my bumps, and I think it was every day from 4 to 6, Monday through Wednesday, Monday through Friday, something like that. The schedule was just too gruesome, and I just didn't have. And at the time, I had ended up moving to Charlotte, so I just didn't have the time to really devote to that. And I really, really, really wanted to do it. So I really appreciate LeBron for even thinking of me to have that opportunity. But if it comes back around, I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna train. I'm gonna do it the right way, and I'm gonna get right. So shout out to LeBron. No, for real, like really shout out to LeBron for that though. So that was
That's
fun.
That's dope. So I gotta ask you, what made you be? Because you've been a wrestling fan since you was a little kid. I remember you posted
Mhm,
that picture when you had the little belt when you was a little kid.
mhm.
Tell me what got you started to become a wrestling fan.
AJ, my best friend, his dad's my pastor now, but he used to have SmackDown Shut Your Mouth on PlayStation 2, I want to say. And then the
Okay.
games on the PSPs. The first wrestling game that I ever had was SmackDown versus Raw 2008 on my PSP. Then I went back and bought 2007 and 2006. Or did I have 2007? It might have been 2007 was my first game that I had. Long story short, though, the video games was actually what came first. Then watching wrestling at his house, and then my dad used to take us to the actual wrestling matches, and then from there, everything just kind of flew into place. But John Cena was I had a John Cena fat head. I don't know if y'all know what fat heads are, but they're the big posters that you stick on your
Yes.
wall. I had a John Cena fat head on my wall back in 2008, Super Cena. Um, I love Batista because you know he was a black wrestler, so I was like I used to love Batista. Or is he black? I don't know. But anyways,
Batista not black, but I did think Batista was black growing up. Hold on, you know what they said? Taz was black too growing up too. I used to think they both were black.
wait,
So
Batista not black for real?
no, Batista's not black.
Okay,
But the thing is, don't he look? He got the features, and like
no,
I
for
ain't gonna
real.
lie, I thought he was black growing up too. So,
Well, The
and I
Rock.
thought Taz was. I thought Taz was too, low key.
Real
Yes.
crazy with the ball
No.
head. No, no, for yeah. Okay,
No.
that kind of just took my day up. But him, Booker T, you know what I'm saying, the Spinner Rooney, all of that good stuff. So, and then of course John Cena, Rey Mysterio's of the world, um, Evan Bourne for whatever reason, Jeff Hardy. You know we all used to love Jeff Hardy.
Listen,
And then Vince McMahon
2009.
being from North Carolina too, and then Jeff Hardy being from Cameron and stuff. So, first of all, where is Cameron even at?
I have no clue. I don't know if it's on like the borderline or Raleigh. I don't. I have no clue, but I think it's past like Greenville, North Carolina. I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't know. It's a really, really small town. I gotta look that up, but I don't know where Cameron is. But they are Carolina boys. It's a lot of wrestlers that's coming out that's on the big leagues right now that are from the Carolinas. So it's just crazy, and it's a lot of wrestlers that live in Charlotte.
Yeah,
Like
shout
you
out to
got
Rick, shout out to R Truth. Yeah, like those guys.
That's my man's right there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ron. I love him so much. I gotta ask you, who was your favorite female wrestler like growing up, and who's your favorite female wrestler now?
At the time, I would definitely say Lita. Lita, Kelly,
Ooh,
Beth Phoenix. I'm trying to think.
you
Like
gotta type. Listen, you gotta type.
Kelly for sure though. Kelly was that.
Kelly, fine man.
But
I ain't
then when
gonna
we started
hold on,
making the
Maurice.
transition, Mickey James.
Oh yes,
Yeah, like as far as
that's a
actual in
legend.
ring work. But now though, like right now,
Mhm.
I love Soul. Soul Ruka is like that. But I also love of course Bianca Belair. You know Jade Cargill. My girls, come on now, because Jade is AKA right.
Yes, she is.
What did she play? Jade? She went to HBCU or
She went to I don't think this college that she went to was at HBCU. I
oh,
believe because she went to school in Florida. I forgot exactly what school she went to in Florida. She was on the channel, and me and the team got to interview her a while back, and she is dope. She is really, really dope. And I really thought we was going to get that Charlotte Flair and Jade match at this past WrestleMania, but we got Jade and Rhea. You know how that went. I don't know if you was keeping up with what was going on, like the back and forth beef
I
on
was trying to
Twitter.
figure out with the whole Naomi, Jade Cargill, and Bianca Belair. I thought that was gonna be a thing a little bit longer,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it didn't end up lasting as long as I thought it was. Rhea, I love Rhea too. Rhea, I'm not gonna say what they call her, but because but Rhea's cool too though. You know what I'm saying? Like I definitely think it's given that though for sure. But
Yes. So besides you interviewing a lot of like hip hop stars, you did a lot of interviews with wrestlers. Can you tell me what was your favorite interview that you have done that is a wrestling superstar?
with a wrestling superstar, I'm trying to think who has been my favorite. Okay, this is not an interview, but this is an
Okay.
interaction.
Okay.
Cody
Yeah,
Rhodes
we
gave
could
me
we could take that.
Cody Rhodes gave me his glasses. Um,
Really?
so this is Raw. So this is when I was working at Warner Music Group. Warner Music Group used to do WWE's Fan Experience behind closed doors.
Okay.
Don't know what that was about. So when I was working at Warner, they was like, "Hey, do you want to go review like what it's like to be a ringside fan?" So they sent me
Yeah.
like the chair and all of that good stuff. This is when Cody, I think, kind of first came back, like 2023, 2020. Yeah, it had to be like 2023, 2022. When he at first kind of came back, and he came out at the end, where he walks around. takes pictures and all that good stuff. And he gave me his glasses. He took the glasses from somebody else and gave them to me. So I don't know.
You
They weren't his glasses, but they were his glasses then because I guess the fan gave them to him. I don't know. So I actually still got the picture. I'm gonna send it to you if I can find it. But yeah,
Oh
so we
yeah,
all
send me
took
that
a selfie.
picture.
Yeah, we all had took a selfie and whatnot. So that was ringside. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think if I had any other crazy interactions. No, yeah, I think we're gonna land with Cody Rhodes. I definitely want to, if ever. Of course, The Rock is like top of the bucket list. Like, I definitely want to meet The Rock. Like, if I could, Cena, Taker. I haven't met that many wrestlers in real life though. If I'm being completely frank, like I've dealt with a lot of rappers, but like wrestlers, I haven't got a chance to get into as much as I
Right.
want to.
It's crazy because your interview with Hangman Page went viral. That was a really
Oh, this
that was a
baby,
good one.
yeah.
That was a good one. And he was a teacher, and all you kept seeing was a lot of his students posting in the comments like, "Oh, he used to be my teacher," when he announced that he was like a teacher. That was dope. And that got on so many like media platforms too. I never forget that interview was so bomb. I had really
He's
liked
cool
that.
too. I
Yeah, he's super
appreciate that.
dope. Yeah,
Being from
so
Carolina too, so that was yeah, a lot of Carolina stuff.
yeah.
I love being able to
For
represent.
real. And it's like with him, I think a lot of superstars on AEW are extremely cool. I got to meet when you did that interview with him. I went to Blood and Guts and I got to meet a couple people backstage at AEW, and they were so dope. Like they were so kind. And I got to see Ricky Steamboat backstage.
Wow, for real.
Yes, I didn't interact, but like because I was so busy talking to other talent backstage, and I was just like, Carolina X, I know you watching. I was like, he was like,
Ricky's
what? I was like, Ricky
crazy.
Steamboat. It was crazy. And I was just like, oh my God. That was just like, I get starstruck when it comes to like the
Yeah,
wrestlers,
for sure.
but yeah, but like rappers and stuff like that, because I did so much like interviews with rappers and stuff and hosted a lot of concerts. So it's like with wrestlers, I get so starstruck because it's just like, I just love seeing what they do. You
I
know,
want to
they
meet
make
Mike
an
Henry too.
impact. You know what? I got them. I didn't meet or interact with him or take a picture with him, but shout out to Ashe Wrestling. They did have a show. It's a black owned wrestling promotion. They did have a show back in April, and Mark Henry was there as like, a special guest, and he was part of the storyline with the commissioner and also some of the talents that are holding the title in Ashe Wrestling. And when I tell you Mark Henry is so kind, and like the way that he's giving back and coming to these like black owned promotions and helping out with
Hmm.
the talent, it just says a lot about him. And I always wanted to meet Mark Henry because I just feel like he's such a kind soul. Even his podcast, like when I hear clips of his podcast, like how he showed love to a lot of the talent that's going on. And a lot of people don't understand, like a lot of the female wrestlers like really owe their career to him because he is the godfather of the women's wrestling. He discovered Jade and Bianca. They're the reasons why they got that opportunity. And it's crazy because both of them, I interviewed both of them, and that's the
Hmm.
first thing that they said. They was like, Mark Henry found me. Mark Henry found me. I was a pro athlete. Oh, I was, doing
Hmm.
track. So I think Mark Henry deserves a lot of flowers when it comes to women's wrestling of color. I'm gonna just say that. And the way he shows up for those women too, as well. So I really think Mark Henry is a beautiful soul. But I want to dabble into mixing like with massive being a massive wrestling fan.
Hmm.
And why do you think hip hop culture, radio entertainment, and professional wrestling blend so perfectly together?
Yes, and I believe that it's at its peaks. You know what I'm saying? Like when the Dennis Rodmans, the Mike Tysons, like when we had like mega stars lining
Yes.
up with it. But even now, like with Lil Yachty, you know what I'm saying? Ashe. We also got Metro Boomin. He's a big wrestling fan. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like I like seeing that as well. Um, but I wish there was more like of the Little Yachty moments. Because every year at WrestleMania we used to have celebrity matches, and I mean that was more so the streamers and the YouTubers that's dappling, and they're coming in as like real athletes, like Logan Paul and Speed. Like they can really go like for real, and I don't think we've seen that ever. Like a real
No.
celebrity that can really like wrestle for real. Like low key Logan Paul right now is like top five in
Logan
like.
Paul eating. He is cooking and eating. I'm actually enjoying him a lot. And I feel like he has paid his dues to where as though he's not just a celebrity wrestler. I do look at him now
Yeah,
as a wrestler for
that's
sure. Yeah. How did you feel about speaking of iShow Speed and Logan Paul? How did you feel about their match at Mania this year? Did you get a chance to tap into it or
Yeah,
yeah.
I think Speed did just the right amount. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Okay.
did his suplex, a body slam. You know what I'm saying? Like he took the right amount of bumps. He did his spot with the announce table. I feel like he did the perfect amount to where they didn't expose him, but they also show his athleticism. Is even like him doing the backflip off the turnbuckle. Like I think they perfectly curated that match and put him with people that will make him look strong. And then of course with Logan like being like the vet when it comes to like the streamers and like the celebrity stuff. I think that was perfect. So, and then I also saw his clips like of him training with like Sheamus and stuff. So
Yes.
I think that Speed could really do a little bit more too if he really devoted the time. But the only difference between him and Logan is just that Logan is like a lot bigger as far as like
Yes.
size and stuff. Like Speed is like 5'6". He's like my height, so it's like
Yeah.
he's a freak athlete, but at the same time, like Logan Paul just kind of fits the bill just a little bit more.
Oh yeah, I agree. Logan Paul fits definitely WWE. He and then he got the crowd, like he has the kids. When we was at World, there is a activity that you could do at World where you could be like a superstar, come out in the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a lot of people that was coming out to Logan Paul, and I was like, yes, it was a lot of people that was coming out to Logan Paul as an entrance, and I actually got to see Logan Paul at World too when he did his Q&A. He did like his Q&A at World right along with Club Shay Shay. They did their Q&A with Undertaker. That was a really fun moment. But Logan Paul was pretty cool. He was interacting with people in the crowd. He did an interview with Kid Yeet. I had her on the channel a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But he's meant for this program. He's meant for
No.
this. So I want to see more, and I definitely do see future world champion with him in the future for sure. But my next question is wanting me to ask you this. As far as what do you feel like your signature move would be if you was a wrestler? Like what would be your signature move?
All right, Bones. I used to do crowd surfing. That was my big thing when I was in college. He used to pick me up, go through the crowd. My entrance, I want to come through the crowd like crowd surfing. Don't know if that's safe. That's my thing. Signature move, something crazy off the top turnbuckle. I don't want to say a cross body because let me not say it's lame. But I want something a little bit bigger than a cross body. But I do want to
Yeah.
embody crowd surfing in some type of way. Um, yeah. But I know my interest. I definitely want to be crowd surfing through the interest though, for sure. Like
Okay.
I know, like No Way Jose, he used to do that. Like he used to have the
I remember
party with him. But I want the fans to carry me down to the ring. Like I want that to be a thing.
listen. So
Mhm.
basically you want wrestling and a concert at the same time.
Yeah, like that would be crazy. Like my interest got to be something crazy. Like, and they need to bring back pyro. I don't know why they cut back on that with all the LED stuff. Bring back
Yeah,
pyro.
they cut back on pyro pretty heavy, and they're only giving it to specific people or if there's a new champion that
Yeah.
has taken over. I noticed that they did cut back with pyro. But if you had a chance to wrestle any superstar, I know we played this game on the podcast one time, me
Mm-hmm.
and you, and we were saying MJF. Other than him, who would you want to be in the ring with if you was all trained up, if you was had your CDK mic, you had your whole like character and everything? Who would you think that you would be a good matchup with and a good rival?
Javon. I want to go with Javon. I want to be able to go with him just because like the history of the city, the
I want to say you being biased.
and he could carry. And he could carry. I'm not gonna lie. He could carry.
Yeah,
Or Obafemi. Boy, he would tear me up. That's crazy. But
that's gonna be a squash match. So yeah.
yeah, for real. Like I ain't gonna lie, like the way that Speed took that spear from Brian, like I want Bronson Reed. I want somebody that's gonna just make me look crazy. Like,
You want to look silly, so you basically sound like you want to get beat up in the
yeah,
ring.
put me through the table. I don't care. Like, throw
Oh,
me
you
off
want
the
that? You
top
want that
turnbuckle,
Roman
throw me through the table.
experience?
Hey man, just like the way that they threw him out the World Rumble, like yo, it looked
Listen,
believable. I mean, think about it. I'm 5'6", 160 on a good day. Like yeah, like we gotta be for real. We gotta be for real.
no, that'll be dope. I can see you with Javon for real. That'll be dope. You and Javon, but I think you're being biased because he from the city. But
Exactly.
not
No,
just
in fact, yeah,
saying.
yeah.
And that's history. That's history. So yeah, that's a good storyline. Okay, you from the city. I'm from the city. So yeah, what's up,
From
gang?
the Carolinas, what's up?
I can see
Or
that
me
now.
and our truth can have a dance off or something. I don't know.
Listen,
We
listen.
get-
That'll
get
be
you-
fun. I don't know who gonna cook on the mic. Who gonna be the best? I don't know.
I don't know. He might cook me in a promo though. So he
Our
might.
truth.
He just might. He
Yeah,
just might.
yeah, he will. He coming up with all kind of jokes. He probably call you Javon instead of call you CDK because he want to
Exactly.
get everybody name messed up.
Exactly.
But I'm getting down to my last question because I know I've had you here for an hour, but again, I've been enjoying myself. We are one on one. Now, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with you crossing over with media personality and rappers getting involved in the ring now, like we talked about earlier, if
Mm-hmm.
you had to choose, what would you want to be when it comes to those rappers or any current superstar? Would you want to be a manager? Would you want to interview or would you want to cut a promo alongside with them?
I feel like I love MVP as a manager. I really do love MVP as a manager. I feel like for me, what would best suit me, commentary will be okay,
Hmm.
but I gotta be a character. Like I gotta be able to walk down to the ring. Like low key, I could be like Teddy Long though.
That would
Yeah, I
that
could
would
go
be
there for
dope.
Teddy Long. Yeah, like I mean, of
Yo.
course, like Nick and Adam Pierce have like kind of changed what a manager is and kind of being a lot more on screen for real. But
Oh
I feel like
yeah.
if I had like a Teddy Long kind of swag to me, like you know what I'm saying, whereas like I come out and got my catchphrases, do a little something, something, do a little dance, you know what I'm saying, like be silly, I could do that.
Yeah. That
I could,
would be dope. That would be dope. Yo, Teddy Long, I ain't gonna lie, as far as like him being the representative for like the SmackDown brand at that time, oh my god, he was legendary. I use his 101. I use that for
yeah, holla
101.
holla,
Yeah.
doing one with the Undertaker, like yeah, I could definitely be a GM. I could, you know what, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I miss when Raw used to have the special guest host for the week. That
Yes,
was
like
fire. That was fire. I don't know why they stopped. Well, I mean, they started running out of people, but I
they
really want Triple
dropping the
H.
ball on a lot of creativity. I'm not saying like recycle nostalgia all the time is always the way to go, but they could be getting a lot more creative when it comes to like storytelling. And I know I said this was my last question, but I don't know how tapped in and you're involved as far as like with creators and everything like that and what's going on in the wrestling creator community.
Hmm.
Um so there's a lot of creators right now that's trying to tap into being a wrestling content creator.
Hmm.
What advice would you give to them? Because a lot of people say that, it is oversaturated, but there's a reason behind that you should be a content creator. It has to be meaningful. What is some advice that you would give like content creators that want to be like a wrestling content creator with everything
Be
that's going
authentic.
on with TKO?
Be authentic. Be authentic. Like I used to do things that like I want to be too commercial. I want to be too edgy. Like when you're authentic, the content, especially because it's a surgence of content right now, it's gonna
Yeah.
stick out, and people are gonna be able to find out, and you're gonna be able to keep that up more consistently if it's you being you. So like I think that that's where it kind of lies at, and that's what I also want to do when I first started getting back into wrestling. Like I didn't want to make it a job like how I make rap. Like I have to actually listen to the music because I'm more of an R&B guy. So I wanted to make
Yeah.
it to the point where it's a hobby, and then over time, my love for the product would carry me to where I need to go. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I definitely think that also being a student of the game too, like I think wrestling is one of those things that you can become a fan, but if you don't know, people are gonna be able to tell that you don't know. Basketball, you can pick up on that. Sports,
Yes.
you can pick up on that. But because there's storylines and there's because like me, I'm more of a WWE guy. Like, yes, I love wrestling, but I'm more of like I know the history of WWE. Like, I can get into the WCW stuff, I can get into AEW. Like, I can enjoy the product. But as
Yeah.
far as like, knowing what I'm talking about, anything WWE you can throw in front of me, I can be like, all right, man, like we can really talk about this stuff. Like,
Absolutely.
I can really dig. So I definitely think that that's important too. Um, and knowing your limits too. Like if that's what it is, say that. You know what I'm saying? Like and be open to it, but then like also like when it's time to start talking about deep. That's why I was saying commentary for me would be maybe a little difficult just because I don't follow the product every single day,
Yeah.
hour on hour. But I can tell you who's champion right now though, right? Like it's
Yeah.
levels to it.
But you got the bullet point. So no, that's the same thing because right now with wrestling being so like it's in its die down season ever since like WrestleMania. But no, I agree with you 100% on everything that you touched down. Um, I'm so glad. I'm so sad I gotta let you go because we've been on for a little minute. But that's how I really enjoyed myself. It's been a while since me and you have sat down and like talked and really chopped it up. And before I let you go, I just want to let everybody. I just want you to let everybody know where they can find you at on the socials.
Follow me at CDK on the mic on YouTube first because I got my vlogs coming out. Instagram, that's where my kind of like my professional page. TikTok is where I be yapping at. I don't get on Twitter like that no more. I be on Threads though. Threads is where all the opportunities be at. Yeah, that's where you can find me. Facebook, that's where my family at. So if you ain't my family, don't add me as a friend on Facebook because I ain't going to say. And yeah. But TikTok is really what I be yapping. I be talking. I be running my mouth.
No, I hope you are continue doing the Love Island reviews. I don't know if you're tapped in right now with Love Island. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not as invested in this season as I was last.
Season was terrible,
I gotta find
though.
a Love Island partner because right now I just can't find one. Love Island partner. So I'm trying to get some people to get into it with me. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna see about that.
Nah, I feel it. But I had so much fun with you. Thank you again, my little bro, CDK coming
Appreciate
in.
you as always.
Yes.
Sylvia, appreciate y'all. Y'all always, man, hit me up when you need.
Always. This is 1-on-1 with Sylvia The Siren. Thank you, CDK.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Sylvia sound the siren. Get it pumped like Big Papa. Break them off proper. Thugonomics, no doctor. Y'all don't put in work, but you talk enough, and the talk is tough. Who your favorite part? We'll chalk it up. Spit an apple in your face like Carlito, the cannon on. I get to twitching like Braun Breaker, the damage on. I can let the trigger go off and trade your boss, and then you dropping down the card, the price of a loss. You shut it down early, blessing. I'm more Monday Night Raw attrition. I go to 11. My thoughts are sinister. Go run to the minister. You ain't getting the push, better go get your gimmick up. I black out like the Ministry of Darkness. Cartridge hit your cartilage, you jonesing around until a steel chair hit your chest. You should be weird, cause I'm nice with the tables like Carolina X. It's lovely like Laveau, that if you ain't Beyond the Bell podcast, you gots to go, yeah. Beyond the Bell podcast, like, comment, subscribe, stop playing and hit that notification bell. Cheat.